Our top story this morning on Monday, Montana Governor Steve Bullock and other governors from around the country met with President Trump to discuss the issue of guns and school safety. During his brief time at the microphone, Bullock asked the president to work on adding new elements to the National Instant Criminal Background Check System, better known by the acronym NICS.
You mentioned the NICS system. We can improve the instant check system. And we also know about a quarter of the guns that are sold don't even get into that system. So a universal background check. We know that 10% of our homicides each year are in intimate relationships. So the orders of protection, the domestic violence, making sure that's in NICS.
Many states have had debates over issues like limiting magazine capacity or banning bump stocks, but those bills never seem to make headway in the Montana legislature. Governor Bullock hasn't been asked to sign or veto such bills. After his discussion with Trump, though, it appears Bullock would be inclined to do just that.
I applaud you on bump stocks. That's one of those things that there is no other reason. And we could certainly look at the higher magazine capacity as well as one of those things that you probably don't need.
If rumors are to be believed, both Bullock and Trump might be running for the same office in 2020. Trump announced his intent to run this week, and Politico reported this week that Bullock has plans to be in Iowa this April, which is a common state for primary candidates to test their mettle. Some are pointing to the recent formation of the Big Sky Values Political Action Committee as a sign of Bullock's intent to run. Politico reporter Gabriel DiBendetti said the PAC is intended to, quote, help fund Bullock's national travel and political work ahead of the midterms in perhaps 2020, end quote. As part of an agreement with the Montana Commissioner of Political Practices, the Montana Association of Realtors will be hosting a series of campaign finance and reporting workshops for candidates and committees. Commissioner Jeff Mangan describes some of the common mistakes that candidates make that bring the attention of the Political Practices Office.
Just forgetting to report all their expenditures, not reporting enough detail on expenditures, forgetting quantity, date ranges, things like that.
KGVO reported during the most recent mayoral election, one individual ran afoul of the Political Practices Office for boosting a Facebook post. Mangan said there will be information at the workshops about using social media in campaigns.
We may even, if we can get it set up, we may even live stream one of the workshops on Facebook. But yeah, certainly social media is certainly going to be a focus in these trainings, both on attribution and those type of things, as well as reporting and when folks pay to boost or promote a post on Facebook.
Mangan said the training will be open to both candidates, campaign committees, and the public. The training in Missoula will be March 28th at the Missoula Organization of Realtors office at 724 Burlington. A father and son brawl led to felony charges Tuesday after police were called to the scene. Spokesman Travis Welsh.
About 9 o'clock, police officers were dispatched to a report of a disturbance in the 1000 block of West Broadway, second-floor apartment, where they encountered three individuals, a female who invited them into the apartment, where the officer observed two adult males grappling with each other, who were identified as father and son.
Police broke up the men and ended up taking one of them away in a patrol car.
31-year-old Shad Klein was arrested for the offense of partner family member assault. The investigation showed that the son had been the primary aggressor and had actually caused minor injuries to his father. And it seems that Mr. Klein had made disparaging or threatening remarks toward his stepmother, who was the female that answered the door for the officer.
Chad Klein has been convicted of partner or family member assault at least twice before, so now it's a felony. U.S. Interior Secretary Ryan Zinke's plan to put more of his department's decision-makers in the field has a fundamental flaw in the eyes of some who spent their careers making those decisions. 11 former Interior Department officials with decades of experience in both Washington and the local offices told the Associated Press that most of the key offices are already in the field. Some said the problem is that an increasing number of decisions that should be made locally are made in Washington because of political pressure under both Democratic and Republican administrations. The Interior Department manages 780,000 square miles of public lands, mostly in the West. More than 91% of the department's workforce, about 70,000, is already based outside the Washington area. On Monday evening, the activist group Missoula Rises presented a forum called Tackling Sexism, which featured several UM officials, including football coach Bobby Haupt, UM President Seth Bodner, and Athletic Director Kent Haslam. Concern was expressed at the forum towards the harsh criticism leveled at Lisa Davey, a member of the panel and author of an online petition asking to keep Bobby Haupt from being hired. Realtor and fan site contributor Brent Wahlberg, who was supposed to be on the panel but couldn't attend because of illness, provided details.
A certain Grizz fan did not agree with a petition she put together, and instead of respectfully disagreeing, this individual kind of went the other way, and he posted all sorts of personal information and made bullying and sexist and violent threats against her on a different message board and through Twitter.
Wahlberg said something else did happen during the forum, a realization by Missoula Rises that the university had come farther in dealing with sexual assault than the group had realized.
Aaron Erickson, the head organizer for Missoula Rises, made a comment about halfway or maybe two-thirds of the way through saying that the details and the information and the answers that Kent Haslam, Bobby Houck, and Seth Bodner were providing were answering more of the questions than they had originally prepared for, and the amount of work and things that the university has done was a lot more than they actually anticipated.
Wahlberg said he disagreed with Davies' petition, but because of the forum, both sides came away with a better understanding, and there are hopes for better things to come, he said. The University of Montana has eliminated individual graduation ceremonies for academic departments in favor of two larger ceremonies. The Missoulian reported yesterday the university will hold a morning and an afternoon commencement ceremony in May, with the university schools divided among the two. In a memo, university officials said the changes aim to retain the celebration and recognition of the graduates while addressing financial constraints. A Montana-based company has been awarded a $73 million contract to replace 20 miles of fence along the U.S.-Mexico border in southern New Mexico. Existing vehicle barriers near the Santa Teresa port of entry will be replaced with taller bollard-style barriers under the contract awarded in January to Barnard Construction Company, Incorporated. Regional Customs and Border Protection officials said Wednesday they could not comment on the timeline related to the contract, and the construction company did not immediately respond to requests for details. Our News Talk time now is 6:12.
Newstalk, KGVO.
Missoula's official weather station.
An isolated snow shower will be possible early today. Otherwise, a mix of sun and clouds with their high temperatures in the low 40s. Tonight, a chance of rain early, becoming snowfall though by Friday morning with lows in the 20s. I'm meteorologist Brooke Foster for KECI 13.